morning. My name is Brennan, and I'm an Aruba Instant engineer. What is Aruba Instant, pray tell? Glad you asked. This is an Aruba 515. This is an Aruba 515. And to be particular, this Aruba 515 is part of the Aruba Unified family, which means it can function in any given mode, including instant mode. There's that magic instant word again. What does it all mean? It's a secret. I can't tell you. Actually, I can. That's the whole reason I'm making the video. Aruba Instant is a platform from Aruba wherein all of their APs can function in a mode wherein there is no controller controlling all of them. What? I thought, wait, that's right. This AP here requires 0 controllers to work. What sort of strange new magic witchcraft is this? It's not, it's engineering, maybe a little bit of witchcraft, also coffee. But mostly, it's just the awesome engineers at Aruba being awesome engineers. What happens is, we take this 515, we plug it into the network, and it pulls an IP address. And when it does, it turns on, doesn't see any other Aruba Instant APs or unified APs on the network. It says, okay, guess what? I'm the boss now, because I said so. And anybody else that comes online, it's gotta answer to me. And that includes this little guy here. This here is my lovely trusty dusty 305. This 305 wants to join the big popular 515. How does it do it in an Aruba Instant network? There's no controller to control said things. We're gonna plug it in. That's it. Good talking to you. See you next video. Just kidding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug this into the network, give it that glorious internet coffee that it so craves. And I'm gonna give myself some coffee, and we're gonna talk about Aruba Instant engineering with an Aruba Instant engineer. Just get the old Ethernet cable. Don't tell my wife you've seen our basement, by the way. She will murder me. I'm kidding, but timestamp this, just in case. I'm gonna take the old Ethernet cable and try and do this magically all in one fell swoop. You ready? I'm ready. Let's take this journey together. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now we've got our 515, giving it that glorious 802.3 AT PoE Plus roast that it loves so much. Nice medium roast, not quite as strong as 802.3 BT, but not quite as weak as 802.3 AF, but you know, tomato, PoE Plus. So, now that we've got this 515 plugged into the network, it's getting its glorious internet coffee into its system, it's waking up, starting to see the world anew, maybe for the very first time. And as it turns on, it's beginning to look around the network and say, hey, are there any other Aruba Instant APs plugged in? And at the moment, there's not. And so I'm gonna let that guy boot up while we hop into the interface so you can see just how quick and easy it is to set up a network on Aruba Instant. Alright, so now I've got my trusty dusty browser set up, and I'm gonna go in and look for my Set Me Up network. This is the SSID that's gonna pop up whenever we have these instant networks pop up, so I'm gonna go ahead and click it, and I will log in, and the default credentials for this are gonna be admin, and then your password is actually going to be your serial number. So I'm logged in, it's gonna have me reset the password. Click login. That right there, folks, that's a record setting words per minute. Here we get to our brand new virtual controller setup where we can go down and we can see our networks that are live, which right now we've got the test network, which doesn't allow me to really browse anywhere. This is just allowing me to get securely to the GUI. And then if I want to add a network, it's really, really simple. We go from the dashboard where we're looking at things and monitoring things down to the configuration step where we're actually making changes into the networks, and we're going to set up a wireless network very quickly. We're just going to say Instant Engineer SSID. We're going to keep it as wireless. I am, of course, an employee of my own home. I can add some advanced options down here. These are kind of your standard wireless settings if I really wanted to, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and hide that. We're not going to mess with that. We're just going to show some of our basic options. We go to step 2. We figure out how we're going to get our IP assignment. Is it going to be from the network? Are we going to get a default, from our access as we plug into the switch? Or do we want to manage it from the AP itself, from the virtual controller, from Instant itself? For now, we'll keep it as network assigned. We'll keep it as default instead of assigning the IPs or making it dynamic. and we'll move on to security. Obviously there's a couple options here. We can go up to enterprise, and we can go on up to WPA3 enterprise, as you can see, or even WPA3 personal, which is what I like to use here at the home network. We can use a passphrase. We'll leave all these options off. This is to do with fast roaming and things like that. We won't worry about any of that for now. This is just to show how easy it is. For now, we can keep it unrestricted again, just to show how quickly we can create this network. But we can create a full role-based architecture or ACL type of architecture. So once that finished setting up, I got to my main dashboard screen here again. I got to my networks, which has the set me up and the Instant Engineer. I'm going to hop on over to my Instant Engineer SSID. It's ready to roll. It's going to ask me for the passphrase, and for this one we did Aruba Rocks. We should be connected here in just a second. And that's how quickly we set up a brand new instant network. Okay, that's great if we have one AP, but what if we want to add this little guy? Behave yourself, Ethernet cable. When we plug this in, it should see that 515 and join up automatically and join that cluster. And the cool part is we can get up to 128 of these guys all on the same network without the need of a controller. That is absolutely unprecedented in terms of scale. And guess what? You can do Aruba Instant yourself. I've been in so many challenges where CEOs and CFOs and managers, people that generally aren't the ones touching the technology, hop onto this and they do it in 30 seconds. They have a full network up and running in 30 seconds. No licenses, no controllers involved, plugged in, everything's ready to roll via Web GUI in 30 seconds or less. One of the cool things that you can do with this is you can manage it in the cloud via Aruba Central. So if you're more classically like, a Meraki person, there is certainly an answer to that from Aruba called Aruba Central, and that's the cloud management platform. And that's the cool part. If you decide you don't want cloud, that's okay. You can always go back to instant mode and nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. That's why I love Aruba Instant. So if you've enjoyed this video, if you want to know more about Aruba Instant Access Points, send me an email. My email is brennan.clench@cbts.com. Should be coming across this glorious screen of yours right now. And of course, there's always my awesome coworker, Tom Tackett, tom.tackett@cbts.com. Actually, you know what? Just go ahead and email Tom, and if he's busy, I may possibly take it off of his plate. We'll see. He still owes me some food, but his email is tom.tackett@cbts.com. Either of us will be happy to help you out in all seriousness. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Okay.